Are there still knights in Germany? As part of our series on voluntary work in Germany, today we are combining two organizations in one video because they have a common origin that goes back a long time. We are in Italy around the year 1040 when the inhabitants and wealthy merchants of the Duchy of Amalfi founded two societies or ecclesiastical orders, one for men and one for women, to run a hospital. A hospital in Jerusalem in the neighborhood now called Muristan, which is Persian for hospital, is mentioned as early as 603 and rebuilt by merchants from Amalfi in 1023 after its destruction in 1005. This hospital was run by Benedictine monks until it passed to a merchant from Amalfi in 1064. From 1048 a pilgrims' hospital was also founded by merchants from Amalfi. The hospital is dedicated to St. John the Baptist. The order now in charge of the hospital is the Hospitaller Order, or, after the patron saint of the hospital, the Order of St. John, correctly known in Latin as the Ordo Hospitalis Sancti Johannis Jerusalemitiani, or Order of the Hospital of St. John of Jerusalem. At this time, the Order of St. John took care of the pilgrims' health. After the conquest of Jerusalem in the First Crusade in 1099, the hospital is mentioned and donated. From around 1120, the rapidly growing order also received castles as gifts and slowly developed into an order of knights, similar to the Knights Templar. While Pope Innocent II motivated the order around 1140 to ensure the safety of pilgrims, in addition to their spiritual and physical well-being, Pope Alexander III wrote years later, around 1170, that the actual mission should not be forgotten. In 1154, the first branch of the order was founded in Germany near Duisburg. When the Crusader states were conquered by the Muslims and abandoned by the Crusaders, the Knights of St. John retreated first to Cyprus in 1291 and then to Rhodes in 1309. When the Knights Templar were dissolved in 1312, the Knights of St. John received large parts of the former Templar possessions. From Rhodes, the Knights of St. John built up a strong fleet in the Mediterranean to defend the Mediterranean against Islamic troops. Due to the enormous costs of building roads into a fortress and the cost of the fleet, the order ran into economic difficulties. Several estates had to be sold and the Ballet of Brandenburg was given extensive autonomy. In 1517 the Reformation took place and as a result various princes and their estates switched to the Protestant camp. When the Ottomans conquered Rhodes, the order finally settled on Malta in 1530. Let us shorten the interesting history a little at this point and simplify it to say that the Catholic, sovereign military and hospitaller order of St. John of Jerusalem, of Rhodes and of Malta was founded in Malta. This is the Order of Malta, or Malteser in German. Malta, like Rhodes, was also poorly defended and was turned into a fortress by the order, with a fleet robbing Islamic merchant ships or escorting Christian ships. As a result of the Reformation, the English tongue as a local division of the order was called almost completely disappeared, and the autonomous Ballet Brandenburg joined the Protestant denomination. The full name here is Ballet Brandenburg des Ritterlichen Ordens St. Johannes vom Spital zu Jerusalem, nowadays called Johanniter in German for short. Today the Order of St. John is Protestant and the Order of Malta is Catholic. However, these two, as well as the Dutch Johanniterorden in Netherlands, the Swedish Johanniterorden in Sverige, and the British Venerable Order of St. John, work together in the Alliance of the Orders of St. John. All of these have returned to the original concern to the sick and needy. Both Johanniter and Malteser are represented throughout Germany. And also both organizations have a religious background. Both Johanniter-Unfall-Hilfe and Malteser Hilfsdienst are open to members and helpers of all religious beliefs, including atheists. The size of the two organizations is also similar. Johanniter-Unfall-Hilfe has around 30,000 employees, 46,000 volunteers and around 1.2 million supporting members, while Malteser Hilfsdienst has 38,000 employees, 58,700 volunteers and around 1.1 million supporting members. They provide medical and rescue service, offer first aid courses, provide care for the elderly and social services, and are active in disaster control. Malteser also runs kindergarten and hospital, which is also done by the Johanniter. The organizations are also active in refugee aid and abroad. The common roots are also reflected in the cross that both organizations use. The Maltese cross is originally the Amalfi cross, which was already used in the Duchy of Amalfi. It is also known as the Cross of St. John. It is currently used in a round emblem by the Johanniter and in a shield by the Malteser. The common origins are simply unmistakable. Of course, both organizations also have youth organizations that deal with children's rights, food aid, and of course religion. So, while the emergency services tend to work on a non-denominational basis, the religious orders themselves are of course Christian and denominally bound. And the young organizations are a bit in between, but also with a Christian confession. Both organizations also train school paramedics. The Order of Malta is a subject in international law, similar to the Holy See or the International Committee of the Red Cross. And the Order of St. John, in the sense of the Brandenburg Bailiwick of the Knightly Order of St. John of the Hospital of Jerusalem, is one of only two Protestant religious orders, and an association under ancient law, like the German Maritime Search and Rescue Association, DGZRS. Anyone looking for voluntary work, with or without a Christian background, is welcome at both organizations. And anyone looking for a job in care or as an educator or social worker will also find training places and work there. Of course, both organizations also offer positions in the Bundesfreiwilligendienst, Federal Voluntary Service, BFD, or the Freiwilliges Soziales Jahr Voluntary Social Year, FSJ. So why not look for a local group and pop in? Another good opportunity to meet people, help and improve your German. And even for supporting members, both organizations offer a free repatriation service in the event of injury or illness abroad. And yes, there are still knights in both organizations in Germany, but becoming a knight is not that easy. So maybe start with the relief services first. Thank you for your attention. See you in the next video.